How y'all doing today? At my truck, about to put my dashboard back in. I have a 2005 Freightliner Columbia. Dashboard went out. Here it is right here, 14 gauge. And all it is to put it in and out. Two little plugs here, and got two airline gauges that go right here. Brand new at the dealership, 14 gauge cluster. They was selling me about 1,800 bucks. I got it fixed and everything, shipped and all, for about right at $900, which saved me a lot of money. And in trucking, it's all about numbers, and the more you save, the better you are. So, and then at Freightliner, they were on back order for, they were saying about 120 days maybe. I don't know if that's a stretch, but no matter where I call, they said there's no way you're gonna get one anytime soon. And they want to charge you 1,800 bucks pretty much for a new one, and $550 or so on the labor. So they quoted me about 2,500 bucks on the install with the part. And to put it in, like I said, it's just two plugs, two airlines, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 or 6 bolts. Well, a few across the top. So to put it in and put it out, it probably takes you less than 10 minutes to get it situated and all that, sit in there and just bolt it down. So why am I gonna pay over 500 bucks for a task I know I can do myself in 10 minutes or less? I don't know, to me it just seemed like a rip-off. Even if I had money to burn, I don't even know if I want to spend that much money on something I know I can do. I could spend that money on me. I like spending money on me when I do it. But we're about to, well, I'm about to go ahead and put it in. This is what the dashboard looks like. Just a big hole for now. That's all. Like I said, it went out on me. It was saying ICU 140, and I had it looked at. Some days it would work, some days it didn't. So it kind of threw me off, because I'm like, if it was broken, it wouldn't work at all. So for a while, I didn't know what to think. And I'm putting it back together while I talk, just to show you how fast it can be. And how much the dealership will charge you for something you can do yourself. So if you can do stuff yourself in life, that's a win-win. And I believe in doing all I can myself, because to me, it's all knowledge. And you can't go wrong with learning, because can't nobody take knowledge away from you. And it's all about giving back. Look at that, this thing is almost back in. Set it in here. And I got an injured arm right now, so it's not easy trying to do everything when you only got one dominant arm to work with. So that just makes the task a little bit harder for me today, because I was on vacation and I ripped a tendon in my shoulder and pec area. I popped a piece off my dashboard and it fell on the ground outside right quick. Let me jump out and get that. Because you got to take your dashboard loose. And the only tool you need to put this dashboard in and out is a little Allen wrench, because all you're doing is just taking these little screws out. They're not regular screws. So you need it's not an Allen wrench, that's like a hex wrench or something. So I am about to turn my key on just to see if my mileage registers, because at first, like I said, all it would do was give me an error code. So, key on. That's a good sign, because it wouldn't even cycle at first. Yeah, I think we cooking with gasoline. 900 and... Yep. Because it wouldn't even do any of this at first. I never knew how much fuel I had. Anything. My temp gauges were inoperable. and you're pretty much riding blind, which in a big truck is no fun because you have a lot going on. And I have a 14 gauge cluster. It tells me my rear end temps, my temps in both my tandems, my turbo, my oil. The only thing that worked was my volt gauge. And this video so far is 5 minutes. And as you can see, I just showed you, I got it in. All I have to do is just screw it down now. And like I say, the dealership wanted to charge over $500 in labor for a task that you can do yourself in a matter of minutes. So unless you're just lazy and you just want to spend money like that, you can. But as for me, I can't do it like that. I believe in spending money as I need to. And if I could save myself $1,000, I think I'm gonna do that. So I paid $899, but that was to get it overnighted back to myself. So that was an extra $125 or so, I think. And the shop, the people that fixed it, they paid for some of it because I kind of had to get on them because I went on vacation for 10 days, and when I got back, they still didn't have my part fixed. They hadn't gotten in contact with me or anything. So I started kind of calling and getting on them and letting them know, and I let the guy know, hey, I didn't appreciate the fact that nobody got with me. It's like I was in the blind. They didn't even make an attempt to say, hey, we got your part, but we weren't able to fix it, so they had to find another one. I'm like, at least keep me in the loop. That's the big thing. You got my part, I done sent it to you. And online, y'all keep saying how you get it back and get truckers back rolling because, you know, as owner operators, when your truck's down, you're not making any money. And so my truck been down, so I haven't been making any money. Plus I was on vacation and it was wonderful. I went to Los Cabos in California to visit my daughter. And we took a nice family vacation. If you've never been to Cabo, I suggest you make plans and really visit there because that island is beautiful. Well, that's not an island, I don't think. It's down in Mexico. And I think you can drive there from Cali. That'd be a nice little drive, probably about 10 to 12 hours or so. I think I mapped it, even though I'm not gonna drive it. It'll probably be a nice drive. I have to be really bored to do that, but we stayed at a wonderful resort called Playa Grande, if you're ever there. That's a wonderful resort to stay at. I'm just bolting this thing down now, trying to get the screws in it, get it tightened up. And you can see this video is 8 minutes long so far, and I've put the dashboard in, getting it all bolted in, situated. And at the dealership, they'll have your truck back there for probably an hour, making you think they're working on it. That's what I think they do with things. They try to make it seem like they're doing a lot of work. So they sit back there and probably eat and drink a little bit. And after a while, they'll call you and say your vehicle is ready. Like they've really been working on it for 2 hours. But it's just eye-opening when you can do stuff for yourself and realize the money you can save compared to just giving it away. That's all you're doing, you're giving it away. And tasks a lot of times aren't hard. I can work on my truck myself as far as a lot of things go. I know when to stay in my lane. So as far as going deep into the engine, I wouldn't want to do that and mess anything up. So yeah, I stay in my lane. I admit when stuff is above my pay grade, hey, ain't no ego with me. But if I can see what's wrong and I can fix it myself, and I know it's not too hard, it won't take me long, I'll do it. Cause hey, that's the way my dad raised me. And I watched him work on stuff all the time. So I've worked on appliances at the house, all of my vehicles, including this truck. And with the YouTube era, people put everything out here. So to me, it's just no excuse to say that I didn't know. Because the knowledge is out there. People always posting stuff just like I'm doing. I can't show it because my phone is just sitting. But I showed you, it's only a few bolts. You pop them in and go. So it's not like it's no drawn out task. All you gotta do is just take the time, do it, save your money, then you can spend it on yourself. Do something nice. So hopefully I can maybe find me a run today. I don't know. See if I can make me some money. If not, next week is gonna be grind time. All my stuff seems to be working. Now I'm gonna know how much gas I have in my truck. A couple weeks ago, I made a run and I didn't feel like stopping on the way back in. I was, but I forgot and I hit the highway before you know it. I done passed the station. So I said, I know I got enough to make it to the yard. But then the next time I meant to make a run, I crank up my truck and I pull off. I was on my way to the gas station to go put me some fuel in it. And it started saying, hesitating and sputtering every time I hit a hill. So I knew, uh-oh, I'm running out of gas. So when I level off, it would kick back in and run normal. Finally, I got to the station, didn't run out, because I always see guys on the side of the road who push their truck to the limit and end up having to call somebody, and you see them putting gas in the tank, then you got to prime it and fill your filter back up, and I'm like, nah, I didn't get to that point, which I'm glad. But I was able to fuel it up, but now I'm gonna know how much fuel I have in here. That's wonderful. Like I said, it's no fun driving a truck this size and run out of gas. It's not like a car. It is different from a car. I've never run out, not trying to have that on my conscience. But hey, dashboard's in. It's in. I just tightened it down and everything, and you heard it. You heard it kick in, cycle. All my gauges are cycling, moving. That's wonderful. How many miles I got on here? 954,072. And it says I got a quarter tank. You hear that? That's a wonderful sound. That is a wonderful sound when you haven't heard it in a while. Because DOT, if they don't hear that, they can really mess with you, because if your brakes are running low on pressure, that's your indicator. So it's kind of like, you really need that gauge. But I'm finna put this dashboard back together, which it just snaps together. So all I got is this air vent goes on the side. These trucks are pretty basic when you get to breaking them down with some of the stuff. They're not really, really complicated. You just have to have a kind of like be mechanically inclined and have some kind of knowledge and patience. Anytime you're working on a vehicle, anything really, it takes patience. My wife always tells me I have the patience of Job, because I could focus on a task for an hour and I'm not gonna let off until I know it's done. And that's why she just tells me, hey, you handle this or you handle that. But there are things that she has the patience to do. So that's the good part about marriage. You feed off of each other. Some things I'm better at having patience with, and she's a whole lot better at other things than I am, as far as the business side of stuff, and having a lot of patience, holding on the phone when we're trying to straighten stuff out. So some stuff she does, some stuff I do. But when you work together as a team, that's how you're gonna get stuff done. But with that, I'm about to, I guess, crank this truck up, let it run for a little while, because I haven't driven it in about 10 days now. But always remember, show love to family, friends. Don't let life pass you by. I see so much happening nowadays. Appreciate life, live it to the fullest. Tell people you love them, and always show it. Hope y'all be safe out there on the road. All y'all that's my trucking buddies and all y'all in truck world. Peace out. Later.